Hey guys, it's Mandy and welcome back to my channel. It's just one more bag, 01. If you are new here, thank you for clicking on my video. I like to discuss luxury handbags and travel, wine, and sometimes Yorkies too. For those of you who have been here before, thank you so much for returning. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love for you guys to consider subscribing to my channel to keep up with all my videos and for the latest news about what's going on with me. Today, I'm going to continue back on to my Murakami video I posted the other day, go into part 2, talk about the cherry collection and my VIC gift as well, which again, I know a lot of people were excited to see because I don't believe it's really been posted anywhere. So if you guys recall, I was successful in the multicolor drop. When it came to the cherry blossom drop, I was not, however, and I did not get any pieces. I shared with you that my SA, who I loved, had left and moved on to a new company, so I wasn't able to rely on him. Now, when it came to the cherry collection, I was really excited about that. There were some pieces I wanted so bad, and I was like, how can I guarantee to be able to get something from this collection? And I had a relationship with an SA from the Cannes store in France who was wonderful. Sorry, Winston is here and he will not leave me alone, so apologies. So I reached out to my SA at the Cannes store in France and I was like, hey, thank you so much for your help last year. I have some pieces I'm really interested in from the cherry collection. Would you be able to help me? And she came back to me and she said yes, that they could do a pre-order for me. And then, I would have to come to pick up the products, which, a trip to Europe sounds kind of nice, right? Cannes in the summertime, not a bad deal at all. So the only thing that was kind of a little bit of a pain is that I had to do a wire transfer for the money. I couldn't just do a payment link, which would have been so much more convenient. And my understanding is, at that store, it's obviously filled with tourists, and there have been people in the past who have placed orders and then never come to pick up the order. So there's just a little bit of concern for that. So, I went through that process, got the wire transfer. It was about 5 days. And I was really nervous because the pre-order time was kind of coming to an end, and I was worried that the items that I want to get still going to be available or not. However, she was able to place the order for everything I wanted. So I knew when launch day was, and I was able to get there. It was probably about a month after launch, 3-ish weeks. So then the next thing was checking my order status every day and have my pieces shipped so that while I am there, they'd be available for pickup. So fortunately, I did see that some pieces did start to ship right away, and then I had to continue monitoring them. And there was one piece at the very end that wasn't there, so I was disappointed. So I just kept waiting and waiting. So because all of the pieces hadn't shipped by launch day, I was really concerned if I definitely would get it. So when launch day came around, you were able to try to order online. And there was all this talk about what time is it going to drop. So I was able to kind of watch the website and the app, and they had the waiting room. Somehow I got super lucky and I was able to place an order online as well for the one bag that I truly wanted here in the United States. Then I was concerned if I had 2 orders for the same item, would I really get it? So what I did was I actually placed the order under my husband's name on his account so that I had my order in France and then he had his order here in the United States. So let me get into show you what I had, and then I can kind of come back to that and explain how all of that worked out. I'm sorry I'm dressed down a little bit. I was working from home today, so I'm just kind of dressed comfy. You know, here where I live in Northeast United States, it's been really cold. I feel like fall is actually kind of coming in. It was like 50 degrees here yesterday, so I'm kind of dressed a little warm. So, all right, we get to Cannes, and what did I get? My first item was the passport cover, and I was actually able to secure 2 of these, one for myself and one for my husband. So I felt extremely fortunate. And you know, this does have the raised cherries on it, and it's super cute. I know some people didn't really care for this cherry printing design. I love it. I thought it was cool. I do still have the tag in here. I have not used this piece either yet. And one thing that was different about Europe is they would only leave in the little care tags this time when I was there. And I did visit 3 Louis Vuitton stores while I was in Europe on vacation. And for all of them, they only left this. They didn't leave any of the other tags. So again, we were able to get 2 pieces of the passport cover. The next piece was the Lisa wallet. Now, this piece actually did not ship with my order. However, I was so disappointed, and I knew we were still going to 2 more stores. And when I went to the store in Monaco, they actually had this piece. So I was able to pick it up. They had it on display, and I was able to get it. And then I also purchased the gradient keep ball you see back here. And I'll do a video on some of my keep balls and travel stuff later to show you. But I was very happy that I was able to secure this. It was funny because then my rep in the Cannes store must have been stalking my account after, because she texted me a couple of days later. She's like, "Oh, I saw you were able to get the Lisa wallet. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you." I'm like, "Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad too." But I did like this because it had the cute little LV design on the pull tab. And then it does open up with a little snap. Has the 20th anniversary stamp on it. This does also have a place for bills. It only holds 4 cards, but it does have a little pouch under each side for some additional storage. So it does actually hold quite a lot. And Winston's trying to model this here for you, I see. And having this just on the monogram design, I thought it was so pretty. I like the one big cherry design on it. I think it's just a nice touch. It's not overkill, in my opinion. All right, the next item that I got, I feel is a little bit controversial. I've heard some people say they love it. I've heard some people say they hate it. They wouldn't spend the money on it. One thing about buying in Europe as an American that is great is you do get a VAT tax refund. So a percentage of the taxes that are on the bags you do receive as a refund. And I could do another video all on VAT tax and how that works and the process. If you guys would like to see that, just let me know below in the comments and I can add a video on all about that and going into detail if you're interested. But the next piece is the Neverfull. So I generally don't love bags with the vachetta trim. I do like it when it patinas and it's more of like the honey color, but I'm always just nervous that it's going to get stained. The dirt will show on it more. However, the Neverfull I do really like for work because I'm able to transport things back and forth easily with my laptop fitting in it, and it's just convenient. You know, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, the Neverfull, it's such a basic bag, blah, blah, blah." And that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I, however, like it. I have a couple, and, you know, again, if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. There's a ton of bags. So just the dust bag. Why people were disappointed, including myself, really comes to the internal pouch. As people have mentioned, there's no cherry printing on it. So that was quite a disappointment. It does just have a red interior. I did purchase a base off of Etsy. However, I do feel that this one is made a little bit big. I don't necessarily love how it shapes the bag. I feel it's a little bit too stiff and rigid, but it'll work. I actually have not used this bag at all. I don't know exactly what I'm waiting for. I think I just feel like it's kind of more of a fall winter bag for me. While I was in Europe, I did buy some other pieces as well, so I just haven't used it yet. Some of the other bags that I purchased while I was there were more summertime, so I had been using that. And then you guys saw me unbox my Picotin, and I had still been using the multicolor pieces that I had purchased previously as well. All right, the final piece from the cherry collection that I got, that I actually was able to score one of in the United States and one in France. And this is the one that made me nervous because it was the last item to ship, and it did ship extremely close to when I went to pick it up. It is the Holy Grail cherry bag, the Speedy 20. And I love it so much. I love the size. I love the cherries on it. It's so cute. I don't know how I feel about the clochette. I've been using it. There was only one thing that really disappointed me. I wish that it came with a lock and key. I think that would have just been such a nice accessory, and it was a little bit of a disappointment. This bag actually has really already been, the color's been changing on the vachetta a little bit since I got it. You can really see it on the sides more. It's definitely a little more, it's not as light if you compare it even to the Neverfull, which I purchased at the same time. I have used this quite a few times. It does come with a shoulder strap. It is not adjustable. However, for me, I'm 5'2", so I'm pretty short, and it works great as a crossbody. And I do use it also as a long shoulder bag sometimes too. So just as a long shoulder on me, it hits, you know, right about at my hip here, a little bit lower, which for me is fine. Then if I use it crossbody, it's right at the top of my hip, so it works great. And I do use it as a crossbody, but I feel most of the time I'm holding it by the handles, just in the crook of my arm. I have received so many compliments on this bag. Just when I've been out shopping, people have stopped me while I've been out walking and shopping just to compliment my bag and to see it. I have noticed that at the mall, actually, I've seen a lot of people wearing their original cherry bag. And I was talking to one lady because she stopped me and I was like, I love your bag. And, you know, she's like, I love your bag. So we had a cherry bag love fest there, and it was really nice. But this bag, I love it. Even bought a red dress to go with it and a couple things specifically to wear with it. But I have found it to be pretty versatile, and I feel comfortable wearing it, dressing it up a little, dressing it down. And for me, again, I know cherries aren't for everyone, but I did really love this. All right, so I forgot to get the VIC gift out, so just give me one moment and I will be right back to show you that, okay? Hey guys, real quick, I realized that I didn't tell you what I did because I got 2 bags. Since I was fortunate enough to get a cherry Speedy bag on launch day through the website under my husband's account, I did actually end up returning that to the store. And my new essay, that's how I met him, and he gave it to one of his customers who was, you know, really dying for the bag and really excited. So I was happy to know that that bag went to someone who would be truly excited, and was really looking forward to that bag since I knew I had one waiting for me in Cannes. So, all right, now on to the VIC gift. All right, guys, I'm back with the VIC gift now. Sorry for that delay. Something else I did just want to show you guys. I did get fortunate with the packaging. I received some bags. I did not have the boxes. And when I had asked for the boxes at the Cannes store, that's when the manager came out with the VIC gift. So I don't know if maybe she had planned to give that to me through my sales associate, or if that was something that they just kind of decided last moment. But I did get the cherry tags from the can store. I also had it from the Monaco store because I mentioned I got the Lisa wallet there. And then I was also in Venice right at Jeff Bezos' wedding, which was a surprise. And they gave me some of the wrapping as well when I purchased some items there. And Lori from Smiling Cats Couture, I'd love to send you one of these cans tags. If you'd like one, let me know. I know that you like to frame all your Murakami stuff, and I thought it might be a nice addition to your items. So let me know if you'd like that. All right, so when they went to wrap up my stuff, the manager came out and she had a big smile on her face and a bow around it. And she's like, I have a present for you. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I didn't know if I should open it there or if I should just take it home. I had no idea what it was. I was obviously expecting nothing. And she's like, open it up, open it up. So I was like, okay. And at that point, I was a few glasses of champagne in and feeling really good. So it was probably even a little bit more exciting, to be honest. But this is a box that houses everything. And it does have the raised cherries. Kind of similar to what it feels like on the shopping bags, if you've seen that. So the case is just really cool. And then inside is a bunch of really cool items from this collection. So it is wrapped in the cherry tissue paper, which is kind of hard to see because it's so light. And here is what's inside. So it's pretty unique to can. This is a postcard that actually has a picture of the waterfront in Cannes. It does have a little envelope, and then it says Louis Vuitton on the back. And it's a very thick paper quality. It's very nice. It also has a little fan. And when you open the fan, it is just white. There isn't anything printed on it. And then I'm just gonna step back to lift out the other pieces to show you a little better. It encompasses a luggage tag, and it has the cherries printed on it. It says Louis Vuitton and Murakami, made in France. So if you guys can see that there. There's no color, it's just the imprint on it. So that is pretty cool and amazing there. It also has a card holder. So this is just white leather as well. It says Louis Vuitton Paris, Louis Vuitton is printed on it. Again, not in any color, it just has the white leather and the printing on it. And then it also has playing cards. So let me just get them out. And it's pretty cool because the case for the playing cards is shaped like a trunk. Then I'll just show you a couple of them. The sides are metallic. And then on them it just says Louis Vuitton. And then the other side is just a normal playing card. Honestly, haven't really looked through all of them. This one has Louis Vuitton, the king on it, on the king. Just seeing if there's anything else kind of special. Louis Vuitton, the jack. I obviously have not used these or anything in here because to me this is definitely a collector's piece. I have it in my cabinet with the rest of my bags on display currently, and that's where it lives. I don't know exactly what I'll do with it. I had considered, you know, do I maybe get the luggage tag stamped should I maybe put my initials on it? But, you know, it already has the cherry imprint on it, so I didn't want to add anything else. I didn't want to really mess it up. I don't know, guys. What would you do with this if you had it? Would you just kind of keep it in display in the box like I have? Would you be using these pieces? I did think of taking the luggage tag and potentially hanging it off of one of my bags, one of my cherry bags. Maybe do I hang it from the Neverfull, being that the Speedy 20 already has the clochette. I thought that might be kind of cool and unique, but being that it's white, it does make me a little nervous about it getting dirty. I also saw when I was in the Monaco store, I saw one of these boxes out, and I had asked my SA there. I was like, oh, what's that? Just acting, you know, like I didn't know. And he was like, oh, that's just a piece, you know, you have to buy something really special, like an exotic piece to get that. I did also ask my SA here in the United States if they had these, just because I hadn't seen any, and he was not aware of them being in the US at all. He said it was probably a Europe exclusive piece. I don't recall the manager at the can store telling me that specifically. I just remember her really showing me that the postcard was specific to Cannes, and you know, she was just so excited to give it to me because she knew I was really excited about Murakami and that I loved it. So I don't know, guys, again, what would you do if you had this piece? How would you display it? Any suggestions, any thoughts? I'd love to hear from you. I also want to know if you guys have seen anyone else unbox this or show this. Do they have maybe a postcard from a different area? Was it only certain regions that had this? I haven't seen anyone, so I'd love to be tagged in someone else's video to be able to watch it if you have seen it. I would love for that. And also, I don't know if you guys can see, I did actually frame my big cherry bag. I mentioned that. I have it up there. So just a thought, if you guys have any bags that you would want to use as artwork, I framed a couple other pieces and it looks really cool. So thank you guys for taking time to spend with me today. I hope you enjoyed my Murakami story part 2 and seeing my gift from the store manager at Cannes. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It would mean so much to me, so that we can spend some time together again in the future and talk more luxury bags. If I don't talk to you guys again soon, I hope you have a great holiday weekend here in the US. Bye, guys.